Hello, hello, hi, Facebook trooper. What's happening? What's going on? Welcome. Happy Sunday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. Good to see you. I know the T Money is in the house. Was cracking I kept T Money up for I don't know, about an hour, and kind of bribed them, told them you gotta stay up and join this live, and here he is. Andre, what is up? Hey, Andre, this is such a good live. I'm so glad you are here. This is going to be a really good live. You're going to enjoy this live. And yeah, and when I got my Rocky shirt on, it's on. It's on. So, and I think I got the lighting situation like good for, yes, Doctor. I'm digressing already. I think I got the lighting situation completely taken care of. I put a spotlight behind me so you can see it on the library. I'm going to change the wall behind me. I got two new posters that are right in front of me. I'm totally digressing, huh? But I will go around the room one of these days and show you these and the reason why I have them. Anyway, I digress. Let's go to today. Man, today I have such a good little story for you today. Not a little story. This is true stuff. So I was listening to my morning meditation, and there's 2-3 places that I go to for that. Right? I usually go to Abide, or there's this other source that I go to. And this other source that I went to, and she speaks in Farsi, and she's amazing, right? But she was talking about, she had taken her kids to a museum in the forest, in the Amazon forest, if you would. Hold on. Right? And Andre, I told you you're going to appreciate this. And she said that she learned something new about the forest and that she didn't know. And she shared that with her kids. And when she was going through it, I'm like, you know what? That's that's so interesting. I didn't know that either. So I went further and I kind of researched it on my own, and I came up with a good live. I came up with a good live. So the Amazon forest, okay, has 4 layers. Did you even know that? I didn't even know that. Did you know that? If you knew that, drop your thoughts, say, hey, I knew that. I knew that. Or throw some hearts or what have you. But anyway, I digress. Let's get to it. 4 layers to the Amazon forest, okay? I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. The first one, Andre, I told you, stick around. There's some really tough words in here for me, and you guys know I stutter, so there's some tough words in here for me. So Amazon is one of them. There's a few tough words in here, so stick around. It gets real in here. So the first one. Now, why am I going over these 4? Because there's a way I'm going to link this to our own self discovery, and I'm telling you, the way I'll connect them together, it's going to be good. All right, the first one, the forest floor, obviously. Okay, this is a dark, humid, and hot place. Imagine that, dark, humid, and hot. Remember, this is the bottom of the forest, so it's all dark because only about 2 to 5% of sunlight gets in here. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a second. because Andre is on here. Now, Andre, I'm gonna share some thoughts about you. Just I'm gonna digress for a second. Andre, it runs one of the biggest group, biggest support groups for people who stutter, and that's how I connected with him. Right now, why am I sharing that with you? Because I'm stuttering, and the reason why and I've done well, and Andre and I actually have done a podcast together. He's interviewed me, and he's given me so much love in the group and just in the community. So I want to give you so much love here. But and the reason why I share that with you is, I've had a pretty rough couple of weeks, my personal life, and when I go through a rough personal time, it always affects my stuttering. Okay, it always does. And for some people, it doesn't. For some people, it does. For me, it really does. So that's why I got to get some. For me, what I do, I take pauses and I talk to myself. I calm myself down and I restart. So that's what you're going to see here. Sorry, I had to digress majorly and come right back in. But Andre, I got so much love for you, man. You know. So anyway, and he's not even here. He's all the way like in where are you in the world? Andre, where are you in the world? Yeah, it's dude, you're awesome, dude. I the interview and just so much love, man. I appreciate you. Anyway, all right. 4 layers of Amazon forest. We talked about the floor. It's humid, it's hot, it's dark. Only Moscow. Man, it's got to be freezing over there. Is it cold? It's got to be freezing over there. So I'll tell you who lives down here. Anteaters live down here. I wonder why. Because they probably eat ants. Jaguars live down here. Scorpions are down here. Okay. Now, one level up, you go to understory layer. This is above the forest floor and does not get much sunlight. It's dark and humid. Smaller animals live here, like insects, snakes. Some larger animals use this layer of this layer for hunting, right? Like geckos, bats, boa constrictors, right? Now, one layer above this is called the canopy layer, okay? This is above the understory, right? Most animals, pay attention to this layer. Most animals and plants live here. Plenty of food and shelter. Red-eye tree frogs, sloths. Sloths live here. Canopy layer, sloths live here. And the top layer of the forest, the top of the top, if you would, okay? Oh, wait until I get there. Yes. The top is called the emergent layer. What? This is an Amazon forest, folks. Can't make this stuff up. Only a few animals live here. Hot, wet, and windy. Why? Because up there, there's no trees. It's hot and windy, right? Now, bird-eating tarantulas, hummingbirds, and macaws live here. Also, you can see eagles fly here because this is top of the top, right? Now, if you look at the 4, okay, the 4 layers, the forest floor, dark, humid, hot, only 2 to 5% of sunlight. This is where if you were to, if I break self-discovery to 4 stages, okay? The first stage would be the floor. That would be when you're at your lowest. This is where you are at the bottom of your luck. This is where nothing's going right. This is where you're broke. This is where you have no hope. Your faith is kind of shaky. This is where you're almost suffocating. And believe you me, and Team Money knows, I am no stranger to that stage. I'm no stranger to that stage. I know that stage very well, okay? The forest floor. Dark, humid, hot, ugly, anteaters, scorpions. That's when you're feeling down. That's when you're feeling completely depressed and broken. I want you to pay good attention to this live. This is a really deep live. I'm going to go deep. Okay? This is your darkest moments. And Team Money, I know that you've been here too. So much love, bro. There's a lot of us who are not strangers to this. But when you get to 1 up, this is the understory, okay? This is, does not get much sunlight here either, right? It's dark, still humid, right? This is where you you're like, you know, this is where you just like, it is what it is. You're like, you know, whatever. I'm never going to get out of this. Yeah, exactly. You're like, you know what? Whatever. This is just going to be my life. You accept, you throw in the towel. You're like, whatever. Now, the bottom floor, that's even worse. That's like not even throwing the towel. That's like, you know, just going deep. This one is like, you know what? I'm just going to stay afloat, whatever. I'm just going to keep my head above water. Right? When you get up 1 more, the canopy. Isn't this where most of us are? Most animals live here. I want you to pay really good attention here. The Amazon forest and our personal discovery. How in the world are these 2 layers so connected together? The canopy. Most animals and plants live here. Guess who lives here? Sloths. You know what a sloth is? Those lazy animals that lay on the tree and like barely move. Isn't this where our comfort zone is? Canopy. Most people live here. Most people live an average life. Most people are okay with it. Most people are like, you know, I'm making enough, doing what I can, and it's good. And I don't want to push anymore. I'm just comfortable. I'm in my canopy. There's plenty of food. There's plenty of shelter. Just like the kid. I mean, this is just, you can't make this stuff up, folks. There's plenty of food, plenty of shelter, comfort zone. Sloths live here. That's got to wake you up. And the first and the top of the forest, emergent. Oh, just the name. So you look up the name. Guess what it says? Yes. Most people, when they get here, they just hit cruise control, right? They don't want to go anymore. Just boom. Emergent. Look what it says, what it means. In the process of coming into being or becoming prominent. Emergence, tower above the canopy. you can see the eagles fly. I've done a lot of, well, not a lot. I think I've probably done maybe 2 or 3 lives on eagles. And eagles fly at the highest any bird ever flies. When an eagle flies at its peak, there's no other bird that flies above them. So they look down on every other bird that's flying. This is where eagles fly. This is, and it says, only a very few animals live here. It's hot, it's wet, and it's windy. You know what? When you get up there, you can complain, you can blame, oh, it's hot, it's wet and windy, but only a few live there. And you never see an eagle complain, do you? I don't think so. Emergent. Oh, man, I loved this little piece. I thought that was just so neat, right? Emergent. Only a few get to that point. Only a few say, you know what? The heck with my comfort zone. I want more. I want to push for more. I want to go for it. Only a few do that. Look, only a few. There's only, listen, eagles fly at the highest. That's it. There's no other bird up there. You feel me? There's only a few, very few get up there. And how do they get up there? The layers of the Amazon forest. How do you climb up? It tells you that even some animals that live in one layer, they go to another one to hunt. So they go back and forth. You know why? Because when an eagle is at top of the emergent, where else is he gonna go to hunt? It's gonna go down to another layer. Now, how's that related to us? Don't we fluctuate between these? Some days we're feeling at top of the world, unbreakable. There are days that you could not make me stutter. You could put a gun to my head, I wouldn't stutter, right? And there are days that I could not get one word out, right? We go between these all the time. There's a time in your life that you are paying every bill and you're even scheduling a vacation, planning a trip. And then there are times that you're scratching your head thinking, how the heck am I gonna pay this month's rent or mortgage? We all go through that. We all go through these, right? Even an eagle has to calm down sometime. But that doesn't mean it stays that level. This is so powerful. You gotta be willing to go through the layers in order to get to the top, to the emergent. And you gotta be accepting of the fact that you're gonna fluctuate back and forth. You're gonna fall down, you're gonna go back up, you're gonna fall down, you're gonna go back up. Just gonna happen. That's why I have to pause myself, put my brain back together, and then talk again, because when I notice I'm stuttering a lot. That's normal. So, too long for comfort and being settled and that's success we usually don't need and don't want to go any higher. Higher, scary is for sure. Scary is where it happens. Scary is where magic happens. If you weren't scared to create that amazing community, if you weren't scared to put out all this amazing stuff on YouTube and everywhere, I'm sure you were pretty scared. I'm pretty sure when you first started, right? That's where the magic happens. That's where the magic happens. If you weren't scared, you and I would have never got to know each other, right? If I was never scared, I would have never got to meet you because I would have never gone live, right? People who get to that, absolutely. You gotta experience the bottom, you know? There's a quote, I forget who said it, but he said, what does it say? Rock bottom made me wealthy. Rock bottom made me rich or wealthy, something like that, right? So 10 seconds of courage, right? Isn't this amazing though? The rainforest, us, the connection, right? The forest floor, the understory, the canopy work. Pretty much everybody just kicks it. And then you got the emergent, that only a few are willing to go from canopy, from their comfort zone, to emergent. And we know that. It's like across the board. It's not like magic. We know there's only a few that are going to be superstars. There's only a few that you're going to hear their stories and be motivated by their stories and tell their stories to other people, instead of you becoming the story. It's different. You feel me? Only a few go from canopy. Man, I love that. The fact that sloths live there, it just puts it all together, right? Only a few go from canopy to emergent. Repeat that to yourself. Only a few. And then ask yourself, are you one of those few? That's the question. And I'm going to leave you with that. Hopefully, you got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you guys. Hey, maybe you feel like this was good stuff, man. I like to share this. Tag a couple of people to this. Share it on your wall. Do what you got to do. I appreciate you guys. Spread the love. And don't forget to drop your feedback, because I definitely want to know your feedback. See, Team Money, I told you stay awake. This is going to be a good one. I appreciate you, man. I know it's late over there and I keep you up. I so appreciate you, bro. But yeah, I wanted you to be in this live for sure. So thank you guys. Drop your comments below. I love your feedback. I appreciate you guys. And if you feel like you got love, share it. You know, share it. I appreciate you guys. And until tomorrow, where we do it all over again. Much love.